Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy tonight we have a special guest. She is my friend from Cambodia. Who is it? A lot of things I will ask to her, especially about her exercise, because you know what? I'm a stalker of her status in Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone, and good to see you too, Victor. I'm excited. We
Me
didn't see each other.
too.
If you count the years, 2 years.
2 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So my name is Charia, and I'm 39 years old, and I'm married
Really?
and
I
have
thought you were
two daughters.
27.
Oh, thank you. No. I'm 39. I have two daughters, 13 years old and 8 years old. And I'm been doing the children ministry for 22 years already. Working with the children ministry, yeah, with the children, with teachers, with the Sunday school trainers, yeah. So I think maybe because I'm working with kids that.
What is the name of the ministry again?
So the ministry that I'm working on is I call it Cambodian Children Ministries, and
Cambodian Children
register.
Ministry.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing the children ministry. So we're doing a lot of resource for the children, and also I love to sing. So I've been produced a lot of songs for the children. Just with my iPhone. But one thing that I've been blessed with as the third generations of the believers, I grown up in the church, and I know many songs, which I found out that in Cambodia, many children don't know how to sing, even the teachers. Like you sing, the few song, and you keep singing the same song all the time. And sometimes the kid, say, teacher, could we sing? And I say, the same song again. And I have been writing down the song that I know. I know 100 songs, so many songs that I know. So one thing that I want to help others to learn to sing is I sing, and then people can watch me and then learn to sing from me.
Okay. Well, let me ask first. Let me ask first. What song that you sing for the last week?
For the last week,
you sing again and again, over and over. May I know what song?
Over and over last week. Oh,
yeah, for the last
let's
week.
see which ones. Too many songs. Wait, what
Too
is
many
the last
songs.
one?
Okay, mention 3 songs that you sing often, or quite often for the last week.
Okay, I think one song is called "Only Little Children," but in the Cambodian tune, "Con tôi ơi." It go like "Con tôi ơi, không nơi con tao just stop be cha." So it be like "Oh little children." Listen, God said you have to love each other. That's what it is. Yeah. And then another song is he hold my hand. So when God hold my hand, so that's the song I sing last week. So Trung đất đai nhom, preang đất đai nhom. So he lead me all the way to heaven because God is leading me. That is another song. Most of the people, even the young man who have to play music for me, he doesn't know how to sing that one. And I cleared from the children hymn books. I learned since I was young, like 30 plus years ago. I learned that song.
Okay.
So just to bring it back and teach people, yeah.
Well, this is very interesting. I will ask you more about this. But before we start, we talk a lot more about the ministry, Cambodia Children Ministry. May we know 3 fun facts about yourself?
One thing I like to laugh, I think. People like every time my friend want to see me, is they know that to see me is fun because I'm laughing.
Okay,
that's
laughing.
Laughing and what is more fun? I think another fun thing is I love to dance. Like when I hear the music, I could easily like just like even I'm like to me I'm look like an old mother, with my age and with my kids growing up the same tall like me.
No,
but
it's still
if
very
you got
young.
the music, I just then even in public, like that.
Even in public, okay, nice. And then the third one.
Oh, there's what I think fun about me. Fun. I think another thing is riding the big motorcycle. That is fun for me. Also, people look at me like fun. But
who
I
inspire
love the big
you riding a
motorbike.
motorbike? The big motorbike, right?
Oh,
Who
yeah,
inspired
yeah.
you?
So I'm since I was born, I love motorcycles and I love the big one. I think one thing is because I'm growing up in a girl family. In my grandma's side, we've been three generation of now my kid is the four generations of girl. So we only have the female in the house. And when I was born, I never be in a hospital except when I gave birth to my baby. And I'm very strong
Oh,
and I start to love I love motorcycle. I think like many people thought that I never get married because I'm look a lot like a tomboy, like so
tomboy, yeah.
strong and love the boy stuff. And I think one thing is I'm blessed with the energy that God gave me. So I can do more. Like if you want to change the lamp in the house, you have to fix something. I know how to do it. My dad could not do it. He had the health problem, and he grown up in the very rich family that they don't let the boy do anything besides study in his time.
Oh,
So
okay.
dad very scared to go up high and do different things. But when I
Oh,
was born and grown up, I'm very God just gave me enough courage to do a lot of things that a man can do because there's no man in the house. Like we have that, but that could not do it. So
oh,
yeah,
I see. So all girls power, yeah. And
yeah.
then you try to ride motorbike. I mean, like, I bet. So the in what age you start to ride motorbike, big motorbike or motorbike?
I started to ride motorbike when I was 15,
15.
and
Okay.
then yeah, and then
With
I
no
started
license,
to
right?
ride the
No license,
that
right?
what
Because
that time no license,
yeah, because in an
But
in
when
an
I tried the big one, I started to drive the big one. It was the 800cc one. So that like 10 years ago. But I did
uh-huh,
got my license. I did
uh-huh,
take exam,
uh-huh.
and I got my license for that. And yeah, and one person inspired me and encouraged and trained me to do it is my husband. He loves motorcycles, so yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's my trainer to drive the bike.
Oh, okay, nice. Lucky you. But in Indonesia, we will have a license after we are 17.
Mm.
We reach that age. Before that, we cannot get the license. But just like other kids in Cambodia, they already
Mm-hmm.
can ride motorbike. I mean, around the house or to the village, something like that, because there is no police.
Yeah,
And then yeah, because it's
yeah,
far, so it's better with motorbike. So I bet
yeah.
that's also happened to you. But I mean, for me, I mean, still until now, I can drive motorbike, but I don't want to. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
I prefer to ask someone to do that for me. Okay, so you enjoy riding motorbike, big motorbike. I mean, is it
Yeah.
in a town or in a off road?
Actually, any place. So like in
Any
town
place?
now,
Hmm.
I drive the small one because it's easy to travel from place to place. It's not fun to be in the car. The traffic is so crowded, when it go very slow. So with the motorbike, you can go more
True, no traffic. Yeah, okay.
faster. Yeah,
I
and
have to
but
ask
we
this.
also do
Uh, I have to ask this. How many accidents that you've been through?
on motorbike actually only once, and it
Oh, you really
happened with
mastering on it.
yeah.
Oh my God, only one. What happened?
And that one is only because of the girl, like she like 11 or 12, driving a bike, and then
Uh-huh.
she come across the road. So actually we saw
Ah.
her cross it already, and when
Mm.
she come close to our bike, she cross again.
Mhm.
Then we had to move cause the accident at that time. And one thing I'm so grateful that the girl was fine, and it only me who fled on the road. But then it's a miracle I was fine. But I need to use the what do you call it? To hold myself, the
Uh-huh.
stick to hold myself. Yeah. For 2 weeks because I could not get up by myself at
Like
that
crook.
time
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Two
yeah,
weeks.
yeah, yeah. 2 weeks,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. Mm.
That's it.
So this is interesting, you
But
know.
never give up on driving.
Never
I
give
always
up.
say, what you have a dream for and you
Uh-huh.
enjoy it, do it. I never said you have accident, you have to stop. No, it's okay. There's
That
many different ways people die. You don't know about tomorrow. So if that make you happy and if your dream make your dream come true, it's okay.
Okay, never give up, yeah. Okay. Well,
No.
Juwita Jabipa Senior or podcast in English. My
Mhm.
first meet with this beautiful lady is on at the church, yeah. What is the name of our church? I forgot already.
ICF,
ICF,
International Christian Fellowship. Yeah.
International
Christian.
Christian Fellowship in Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
My first impression is this lady is so energetic, and then at the beginning I didn't this is her daughter. I mean, your daughter is my student in Sunday school. Oh, really? I mean, like, I'm quite impressed. I mean, like, and then you are so energetic. Now we talk about your fitness, yeah. I mean, like, you look so fit, and then I don't know. Are you an athlete? I mean, do you have a background as an athlete?
No, 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 not at
So,
all.
so
Not
what
at all.
happened? What happened? Who are you? I mean, like, this is, I mean, because
Okay.
yeah, I know when you know what when I come to Phnom Penh, I feel like a giant because I'm huge, and then you also tall. I mean, like, compared to others, yeah, compared to other
Mhm,
people around us. I mean, like, how do you
mhm.
start that fitness? How do you
Okay.
start that workout?
Yeah. So, growing up, I know my mom always, and I know myself that I really like my body, and I love taking photos. If I think you
Okay.
my friend on Facebook. You see, I like to post a lot of photos on
Uh-huh.
Facebook. I like to take photos, and and I never good at sport when I was young. All the way to high school, I always fell in my sport class. I cannot do, like you throw the ball, they have the piece of the steel you have to throw. I
True.
throw very short distance and I climb, the
Uh-huh.
rope. I could not climb. I feel too heavy. I run. I'm so tall, but I run very slow. And I've been bullied in school with my sport because like I'm look so big to them, but I cannot do any sport. And then when I
Oh,
get from
physically
high
you
school,
already physically you're already different at the time, but you cannot do any kind of sport.
no,
Yeah,
cannot.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not fat at that time. I'm still skinny and tall, but I cannot do any sport and I don't know how to
Uh-huh.
do
Okay.
it.
Uh-huh.
And then after I finished high school, when I started to work in the ministry, I met the missionary. She's
Mm-hmm.
Cambodian, Canada. And
Mm-hmm.
then she invited me to come to her house. We had a small group. And then she started to introduce me to do the sport, you know. And
Mm.
then that when it started I started to do some sport at that time, but not very take it serious, when I went to her house for the small group and then we do some exercise and then that's it. But later on, when I have my first kid, that was more than 14 years ago, and I put up almost 40 kilogram extra on my 60 kilo weight. I went up to 90 plus kilogram at that time. I was so huge. I don't know how big I am, but every time I walk, I have people have to give me away. Otherwise, I hit my body or my belly with the baby, with a cart, like at the grocery store. I find myself, I don't know how big I am, but I'm so hard to find the clothes to fit me because I'm too big. And after I gave birth to the baby, I dropped down to 75 kilograms and
Mm-hmm.
I start to feel so discomfort with myself. And I
Mm.
found myself, I'm no longer like taking photo anymore because when I look into myself, I'm like, that's not me. And I've been
Mm.
eating so much, it down to 70 and I eat more and I gain more.
Mm.
And one day, one of my mentor come to me, and one thing he asked me is, "What is the golden rule?" As the
Mm.
daughters, as you believe in Jesus, and then said, "Yeah, the golden rule is love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your thought and your strength." And then he said, and love other like yourself. And he said, "Where is your strength? Because I've been noting you eating too much, and I don't see you have energy. You always tired." Because I could say that you're a bit overweight and all of that. And then he asked me, "Do you love Jesus?" I said, "Yeah." And then he said, "Do you believe and you follow the golden rule?" I said, "Yeah." And then he said, "Now you have to take care of yourself. So you have the strength to love others. You have the strength to love God because your body now, you've been destroying your body because you don't take a good care of the body that God gave you." So at that time, I start to seriously start to look for the exercise that helped me. So I start with walking, and then I start to change my diet. just try to be more healthy diet. I've been eating a lot of rice and the meat and like the pork belly, like
Pork belly, yeah, it's
all the
very
junk
delicious
food.
there.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. You know what? One thing that I thankful when I got the assignment to your country is it's very easy to get any kind of pork, any kind of food
Yes, yes,
consists
yes.
pork. Because we are in Indonesia,
Yes.
especially in Jakarta, it's very expensive and difficult. It's more expensive than beef.
Wow.
Continue. And then?
So, I had to change one thing that I found hard is to change my diet. So from the one who usually eat only meat and rice, and now I start to eat vegetable. I don't know how to eat tomato. You trust me, I'm how old I was, almost 30 years old, and I don't know how to eat tomato or salad. It's just so hard.
You don't eat
And I
tomato. You have
remember-
a very, you have a nice tomato there.
I know, but I didn't. I didn't. I remember the first time I changed my diet, I have to do this. I put tomato in my mouth. I'm like, and I tell myself, I want to look pretty. I have to eat. I put myself to eat.
Okay.
So the first 2 weeks is so hard to change that lifestyle because I have learned that I don't trust and I don't believe in all the like the losing weight pills or any easy way that you can buy to help you to look good. No. You have to
By
work hard
eating
for that.
pill or certain medicine.
No. I don't believe that. So I start to change my diet and I start to walk, and I start from walk slow to walking fast, and from walking fast into running.
How far
I
you
do
start?
10 kilometers a day.
No.
10
At the beginning.
kilometers one day.
At the beginning, how many kilometers?
10. I start with 10, but very slow.
You start from 10 kilos?
From 10, yeah. So
Oh my
one
God.
thing that I have in one thing that I like to do is I have to set my goal and I have to hit to that point, even it's so tough. I remember, after I start to walk for 3 days, my hip almost like broken.
Broken or
I walk
loose.
like you have no leg,
Yeah.
like you handicapped walking on the street. I remember that, but when I check through the Google, it say, like the muscles start to work and I have to be the pain and keep going on that. So I start and I tell people, I said, you know what, I can put 4 kilograms in 1 week. And I've been running like a dog for 1 month, 6 days a week and eating healthy. And I dropped only 10 kilo per month.
10 kilo per month?
No, 2 kilograms
2 kilo.
per
People
month.
say it's 4
I
kilo.
can put up, I can put up 4 per week. Okay, for 1 week I can put up 4 kilograms. Oh my God.
Okay.
And then, but to drop, it take a very slow. But that again, the challenge is for you to learn to love yourself. That the body that God have been giving to us. So like what Jesus said, our body is the temple, and why I don't take care of this, body that God giving me. So then I start to work, and then I start to become the runner. And then, but it's not the professional athletic or whatever, it's just because I love to be healthy. So I know that exercise is one thing I can do. And then later on, I gave birth to my second child, who is 8 years old now. And when she turned 2 years old, I can no longer run.
Kanina, right?
Kanica. Yeah. Because when I wake up at 5 o'clock to run, she wake up and then she wake up everyone in the house, so I cannot go for running. So I start to change to do the home exercise, and with this COVID pandemic, I have got, I found that God have given us time to enjoy at home with the family.
So wait, I need you to stop there. Back again to the walking and running. I mean, you run. You start from 10 kilo. I mean, like, well, this is huge for me. 10 kilos. I mean, like, where do you run? I mean, you go to the sport center or you just go run around the house?
No, I have calculated the distance. The independent monuments in Phnom Penh.
Yeah, I know.
So from my house to the independent monuments is 2 kilometers.
Okay.
And in that garden, the park there, 1 round is 1 kilometers.
So
I keep going there for 6 rounds. And then I walk back home So that total 10 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
So one thing, if the people that have been doing exercise there in the past,
Uh-huh.
everyone know me because of I'm the one who walk the most in the park or run the most at the park. So
Almost
if I
every
go with
day.
my scooter, yeah,
Yeah.
if I go with my scooter to the park, I
Uh-huh.
will go for 10 rounds.
10 round. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So one round, 1K, one round, 1K. So you just keep going, like that. And
So,
one thing to start with, the commitment. You
is
need
it
to
in the
have the
morning, in the
very
evening,
strong.
or anytime you have time?
Not most of the time I do it in the evening, and later on I do it in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But before you do it, so in the morning is okay because like you start early in the morning, but in the evening you have to do it like 2 hours after you eat. Don't go right after you eat something because otherwise it hurts your stomach. And
Mm-hmm.
normally I encourage to start with slow, like that you cannot start with 10K in the beginning, but it always good to start. We always say don't wait for tomorrow, because it will be tomorrow and then tomorrow and tomorrow. So if you set the goal, okay, you start with 3K today, and then the week after that you start to go to 4K, and
Uh-huh.
then like next month you have set the goal to go for 5K. Just put the goal and follow that goal,
Mm-hmm.
and don't give up. And normally when you don't do exercise before, when you do it, that hurt. I mean, the muscle hurt. I think that the leg pain, is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, do you have any friend, or let's say maybe a group, to kind of support group? Okay, let's run today, something like that, or you just do it by yourself?
I have to do it by myself because the schedule as a mother, and I have my work to do. I have my family to take care. And if they join the group, there's a group in Phnom Penh you do it. But I found myself I could not follow their schedule, because my schedule different. Sometimes I set the schedule like that, and then my kid not feeling well, so I cannot join with them. And then
Oh.
so the time that I go, I try to set, like, if I go in the evening, I start at 5 o'clock. But sometimes I could not, sometimes I'm late because my kid need me to do something, my husband need me to do something. And sometimes they say, oh, let's run 5 o'clock in the morning. And then something happened that I could not go. So I found myself that to be together in a group is not easy for me as a mom, and full-time worker and the housewife. So that's not easy for me.
Okay.
So
And
even no one run, I had to run. And I found that because my commitment is 10K, so it's hard to find someone who join with me to do 10K. So
yeah, yeah, of
yeah.
course, it's crazy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and to be by yourself actually also freedom. If you feel like you want to run, you run. If you feel like you want to stop, you stop. Like sometimes my husband joined with me, and he ran faster than me. And I said, if I follow him, I'm dying. Like I could not catch him. He ran so fast. Like he will walk first for 3 kilometers, and then he ran 4 kilometers. But he's 4 kilometers so fast, and I'm like, I cannot, like I'm okay, just with my earpod on,
Yeah, your
my
own pace. Yeah,
and I
your
listen to
own
my
pace.
favorite music. And one thing, Juvita, I found that I enjoy my running time. I count it as my quiet time with the Lord. I
Mm.
enjoy it as a time for prayer. And like every morning or even in the evening when the sunrise and the sunset, I see the sky always different, the cloud different, the sunset different color every time I run. And I enjoy that. And that's why I decide not to make appointment with anyone at that time, because I count it as my quiet time with Jesus. It's just amazing when you run and you just spend that time to pray and just be yourself with the Lord. That's what happened to me. I mean, when I start to run, and I enjoy that very much. It becomes very encouraging time, good for my exercise physically and also for my spiritual, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like meditation. Yeah, like meditation actually,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, but you move.
yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah,
I mean, and then how do you move to? I mean, I see you do the dumbbell and body lifting, and
yeah,
then push
yeah,
up and sit up. How do you combine that exercise? How
yeah.
do you start?
So when my as I mentioned, when Kanika turned 2 years old, I could not go out of the house to run, because she wake up and she looking for me and all of that. So
Hmm.
I'm started thinking about the home exercise. I never intend to go to the gym because one thing is the gym you have to pay, And then you also need time to travel back and forth, and you have to pay
True.
for parking, you have to pay for the gym and all of that. So I thought, like with the limit of time that I have, it is better to do it at home. And if something happen, I also can have, around at home. So I
Kids,
start to look through the YouTube for different exercise that I do. That that they have it available. And since last year, so I've been doing the fat blaster workout. It was a very old exercise when I started with the missionary friend in 2000, early 2000.
Early 2000.
But then I found that it doesn't help me very much. I mean, it helped the hand, and the leg. But one thing I like, also my tummy to look, my abs to look better.
Yeah, of course, everybody wants that. Yeah, your ad is sexy. Yeah, I can see that.
So I started to check for the new exercise that available on YouTube. And God has led me to meet there's a trainer, the coach called Rithia Robinson. I think if you go to YouTube, you will find her, Rithia Robinson. And because of the pandemic, she make her exercise available for you to download. And she have 100 exercise on her YouTube that you can see. So what I do is I go through each exercise, and anything that I like, I start to download and I try. And when I try, I like it, and then I do it. And one thing when you do exercise, it always said no pain, no gain. So when your muscle, one thing that start to change my exercise is when I start to do, I lift like 5 kilograms on each side, my dumbbell, so both 10 kilo. And I start to feel no pain with that exercise. And then I said, well, I have to move my muscle in different way, to build up another part of the muscle. So when I went to her exercise, I found that her exercise is so fun. You can do one thing I like, you have the choice of with dumbbell or without dumbbell, with equipment or no equipment. So she has been produced a lot of exercise with no equipment. No matter where you are, you just need a very small space, just, like just a small bed. That's
true,
it,
true.
like a small space, and then you can do the exercise.
Yeah,
And within these 2 years, when the pandemic started, I start to put up weight again. I'm so stressed, online school, working online, just things changed last year. It just so much headache.
yeah. Too much headache.
And
Yeah,
then
stress.
and then the word from my mentor come back again, am I take good care of myself? So I found that I didn't take good care of myself because of the stress. I start to eating disorder again, and I didn't take a good care of myself. So then I start to follow HIIT exercise, and then also control my diet. And now I'm back to my weight when I was 13 years old.
50 kilo.
I've been a lot of different. I have to show you my muscle here.
Yes. So this is your weight when you are 13.
Yeah, 55 kilograms. And that's the only when I was 13.
Oh my God, excellent.
And I built my abs, my six pack,
Six packs, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so grateful and give thanks to the Lord for the accomplishment that I made. But to be here today, for me, I give thanks to the Lord for what happened in the past. I love myself. God, you have to love. When you love the Lord, you love yourself. Like I don't feel bad of what happened to me in the past. I don't blame anyone or blame myself from what happened in the past, because if the past is not that way, it could not bring me up to who I am today. So I'm so thankful to the Lord for that. And I always, I encourage people, it never late to start. Never give up and just start. Don't wait for tomorrow. Set your goal and follow it. And if you believe in Jesus, you already have the hope, that you can do it, who gives you strength to do it. And I know how it feels, to change the lifestyle and to start to work out, to give up on the junk food. I've been through all of that. So I know how it feels like. But, it needs the encouragement and the mindset, that you have to encourage yourself that you can do it, and the Lord will help you to do it. So just start, don't wait.
So So, but what about the food? I mean, I'm kind of a sweet tooth. I can eat all sweet food. What about you? Do you like? I mean, in Cambodia, the cake is, I think, more sweet than I usually eat, and I like it a lot because it's sweet. How do you control the food? I mean, like, do you? I mean, foodie like me also. I mean. do you eat? What about the temptation
Yes.
to eat
So one thing I
delicious
always
food?
said, the more exercise you do,
Huh?
the more exercise you do, the more you can eat.
Oh, okay. That's the rule, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And I have one rule for myself. One bite enough. 10 bite not good. So I'm not like I have some friends who very strict with their diet. But for me, I love sweet. I love cake. Oh, I love cake very much. And I love pork belly. I still eat pork belly. But
Uh-huh.
before, like I eat the whole cake. I eat a big piece of cake. I eat the whole bowl of pork belly at once.
Yeah.
But now
Or
I will choose only 2 small pieces of pork belly and a small slice of cake. That's it. So now, like it is the full moon festival, a lot of moon cakes around.
yeah, lemon cake. Yeah, I can eat
So
10 or
yeah, I
12.
will cut. Yeah, so I will get a small piece for today, and then tomorrow I eat more. It's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
So
Okay, nice.
instead of like the big plate of those food, like I'm not giving up on those food that I love. And for me, I think that is one thing. Another thing that's fun for me, and
Uh-huh,
people look at me
uh-huh.
like yeah, I still eat. Like they thought that I don't eat. No, I eat, but instead of the whole the whole bowl of food of that junk food, I would get the cake example. I like the
The portion, you
cream
change the portion,
crab
yeah.
yeah, just a portion. Yeah, so just a small portion is okay. Yeah. So I love I still eat it, but smaller portion for that, and more more big portion on fruit, on vegetable, and water, and coffee. I start from the coffee mocha with extra chocolate to just coffee latte without sugar. So now
Oh,
no more sugar. In
no
this
more
last one
sugar.
year, I
Okay,
don't
okay.
take sugar. Yeah. So
Huh.
I remember one of the coffee drinker, like he's the coffee lovers, and my friend from Singapore, he told me that when you drink coffee with sugar, you lost the taste of coffee because of the sugar.
True.
And I said that's not true, but I experienced myself now. What he said is true. Even on the food, when you put too much sugar on it, you lost the real taste of the food. So we start to cut sugar. So most of my food also no sugar, and I don't drink soda. And what else? Yeah. So now I'm more healthy, and the thing is, I'm like look like this, but I can carry the heavy stuff. If you see
Oh.
one of my video on my Facebook, I lift the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
plate,
yeah, yeah. That's why I
with my
wonder. Yeah,
husband, and
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Who are these girls? I mean, like,
So I leave the right sack, like all the heavy, and with my work, I think I showed you, this is a storybook that I've been produced, and
yeah,
there's
yeah, true.
another one on printing and all of that. So like I pack the box of books, like sometimes we have 70 box that we have to lift from the office to the truck. And then when I reach into the transport company, people see my stuff, they run away. I have to drop it down from my truck, and I have to live it myself, and I can do it without any problem.
Oh, okay, nice. So, have you ever experienced injure or like bruises or black and blue after the
Oh
exercise?
yeah, I have to show you this. I still have now, from my list, because I don't. You see this?
Yeah, yeah, blue. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is blue. Yeah,
Bruises, yeah.
just from when I do the plank and all of that, the
Plank.
exercise.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah. But one thing I encourage, when you start exercise, also listen to your body. When you're too
Oh,
tired, when you need a break, just take a break. Just take it easy. Enjoy it.
enjoy it.
Not to punish yourself with exercise. Like
Mm-hmm,
what I have been done is, when you see the transformation,
mm-hmm,
that what had you to change. Like and it take yourself 1 month to see the difference,
mm-hmm.
and it take the person in your house 3 months to see you change,
Oh,
and it take
really?
other in your office 6 months to see you change, and it take the rest of the people 1 year to see your change. So that's why the healthy lifestyle, the healthy diet and exercise. So one thing I encourage is, you have energy and you feel more joyful, you feel more happy. Like, and it's so hard the first 5 minutes that you start. Even me now today, I've been
Hmm.
exercise more than 10 years. But the first 5 minutes, sometimes it like you're like this, I don't want to
Lazy.
do it. I don't want to do it. But after 5 minutes, you start, and then you just like the machine,
Yeah,
if it's going
unstoppable.
now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
non-stop, you can go. And if you commit yourself to do that, I'm sure 1 month later, you see different. And don't blame people if someone in your house, you exercise, you change your diet, I don't see any change. It's okay. It done the research already that it took them 3 months, to know that, different.
Okay, okay.
And honestly, I tell you, it took my husband 6 months to recognize my six pack.
6 months, yeah. Even your husband, yeah, someone that live with you. Okay, oh my God, 6 months. Okay, where
So now
has
you
he?
say, oh, you have the good app now. Okay, yeah, it's been there, for a few months already.
Where has
And
where has he been? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, from my experience, always love you. You have to love yourself, because God who loved you, and He wants you to love yourself. So you also can love others. If you don't love,
Mhm.
this body that God gave you, and then how can you have the energy to love others? I wish I have the energy to help my friend, but I could not have because I'm not doing well myself. So that's why to me, like, people would say anything, and you cannot stop them from saying anything to you,
Mhm.
or about you. But it is you, who know your value, how value you are with God, and
Mhm.
how value, you are to yourself. Knowing yourself is so important, and loving yourself, your body that God gave you is important. So you have to start, and whatever people say, yourself, and you trust yourself, and you trust the Lord. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This mentality is very, very important to
Yeah.
sustainable good habit like what you've been doing so
Mhm.
far. And then,
Mhm.
what about? Do you have a kind of like a cheating day, like we often heard from people who has diet? I mean, like, so tomorrow I would like to eat everything, and then like a cheating
Mm.
day. Do you also implement that kind of practice?
Yeah. I found myself that I wish to have the cheat day, but
Hmm.
because of the diet that I've been eating more of the healthy food, those food, example like burger, I will, like my kid get a whole big burger, and I
Mhm.
will get only one bite, and that enough. And even you push me to eat more, I feel like I don't want it. I think the
Mm.
process of changing yourself, the habit of living. That's why I said make it into your daily lifestyle,
Mm.
with the way you live, the way you eat,
Mm.
that is very important. And then when you will have no cheat day, like for me, like the French fry, I will take 1 or 2 pieces. That's it, and I can take any time. There's no problem. But I cannot finish the whole French fry. It doesn't taste good like before. Now, looking
Okay.
back to the food that I ate 15 years ago, I
Hmm.
could not believe myself, why I could eat that much with that amount of food, because now I could not do it anymore.
Hmm.
So I still love cake, but now it become that a piece of cake that's enough for me. Even I want to cheat myself to hit the whole cake, but I cannot take it. I think the transformation time from the unhealthy to healthy, it's so tough. The first 2 weeks that you change, I remember it's so hard. I almost cry. You know why I have to change it, and I know I want to change it because I also learned that my mom and dad, have the problem with diabetes and high blood pressure.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
thing I learned because of the war that they went to, that they could not choose the diet that they want because they starving for food. Any food that they could find, they eat. But
Hmm.
now in my time now that you have a choice, so would you make a choice for your good health or to destroy your health and your body? So now, like I heard people talking about the cheat day and all of that, but like for me, I don't mind, if you give me the pork belly today, yeah, I still eat 1 piece, 2 piece, and then that's it. I'm not going through like crazy cheat day, like I cannot finish it. I found myself, I cannot, I took my
Oh,
kids to the
okay.
burger place, and now my kid, they know when we eat the chicken salsa salad, they said,
Uh-huh.
Mommy, I eat chicken. You look so pretty, you take salad. And
Okay. Nice. Uh,
I eat chicken and I will do exercise later. Okay.
Oh, okay. So what about I mean, so the portion is changing, yeah, to the small portion. I mean, what about do you ever, I mean, like kind of can I mean, questioning yourself, like can I mean, I mean, how can I sustain this? I mean, should I keep doing this until the end of my life, something like that? I mean, can I stop this, or have you ever questioning that
um
your habit? I mean, because I know this
I
is a
think,
very good
like,
habit, yeah, but have you
yeah.
ever questioning it?
Actually, like for me, I'm happy to continue this for the rest of my life. I found that it's easy for me every time I travel to any other country
Mm-hmm.
because I'm easily to find the local fruit, local veggie. Before when I eat unhealthy, I'm very picky with food. Unless the food have a lot of meat in there, I will eat. I don't know how to eat vegetables. I don't know how to eat this fruit, that fruit. But now, since I change the portion and the food that I eat, example, I went to Australia for 3 weeks
Mm.
and I stay in the hotel there. And every morning they serve me the breakfast, cost about $30, and it's a
Mm.
big bowl of the Australian breakfast. And when I see that, I'm like, what, I could eat the whole day this food, and I could not let it too much for me. I could not take that. So I
Mm-hmm.
just went to the supermarket and I got some cupcake, some fruit, and the coffee available in my room. And then every time morning I wake up, I make my own coffee and eat some fruit and a small cupcake, and that's it. That's my breakfast, and that's done. And I found myself that now I could travel to Europe, to US, to Australia, to other country without any problem with food. Like
Mm.
example, like my husband, he more eating rice and local food, and
Mm.
I found that if he go to Europe or Australia, it's going to be so hard for him to find exactly food like Cambodia because
True.
of the ingredients and
Yeah.
the way that the food there is very different. So, like just a piece of bread for me, breakfast, that's good. A piece of bread with a banana, that's done. That's it,
Oh.
and easy. And I
So.
also have
Mm.
learned about the, like different people that have a long age. I also did the research, like what kind of food they eat. So example, another day I did the documentary about the former president of the Malaysia. I think
Uh,
he's 90 plus years old. And they
Mahathir
asked him
Muhammad.
what did
Yeah.
he,
Yeah.
yeah. And they asked what did he do, so he said about diet,
Uh,
about exercise, and drinking water, no alcohol,
no alcohol.
and no smoking. So those three things, so that like, like we don't know about tomorrow. I don't know about tomorrow. I could
Mm.
not, say because I live, I eat healthy, I could live long. I'm not saying that, but I
Yeah.
mean, if we
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
take a good care of ourselves today, why not doing it? And I also have my relative in the village who live 100 years old plus, and when I look into her life, what she eat, she only ate vegetable from around the clock, very active, always working, not sitting at one place. So I said, this is the benefit of people who eating healthy and keep
Move.
themselves
Yeah. Keep
active.
moving. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they don't drink, they don't smoke. So like I found already, I see example already. So why not doing it? And for me, I found myself now I have more energy compared to I was young. I've been
Um,
bullied when I was in school because I'm not good at exercise at all. And I said, because of what people told me when I was young, it could not happen to me when I'm old now. Because now everyone in my age, most of them overweight.
oh yeah. Already
I
died.
said,
Already. Yeah.
sorry,
Already.
sorry.
Yeah. Kind of died.
But it
Yeah.
happened. But it
What?
happened, in my age.
What
And
about what about fasting? I mean, do you implement also fasting? Do you try?
no, I didn't. It only I did like for me, what I have learned about fasting, it depend on if that is from, like for me, when I talk about fasting, it is something about me and the Lord.
Yes.
So example, 4 years ago, I went through the very bad depression,
Uh-huh.
and I lost myself, and I almost commit suicide at that time.
Uh-huh.
And after that, God, I went through it, and I can come back, to live again because of Jesus, that I believe he bring me back. And then he encouraged me at that time. I feel very sure that I can fast. So I do fasting for 3 months,
Hmm.
over lunch. and
Okay.
and the amazing thing is I don't lose any weight. I still have energy, and I still feel full every day. And that is my only time of experience with fasting. But that fasting come from my depression recovery at that time, that I feel so strong that I have to take that time to fast. And I feel like I got very clear picture that the Lord encouraged me to give that time for fasting and praying over. So my lunchtime, no eating, but beside that, I read the Bibles, and I just sing praise and spend time to pray. So I only have a small breakfast and then my dinner. That's it. But I don't lose any weight. That and I just feel joy and still feel fresh. And I think talking about fasting, it depends on like for me, don't kill yourself, don't make yourself exhausted.
True.
uh like when you love your
Tougher.
body, you have to
Yeah.
do the thing that enjoy yourself. Like even exercise, I know it pain, it's so painful, it's hard, but you would see that you enjoy. And one of my coach, he told me that my friend, who is my mentor, is that don't forget when you exercise, smile, because you work so hard and then you look like
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, true. You need to be
smile.
happy.
So
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
done your exercise, you fresh and you
Yeah, yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like running, I don't know, I mean, like the way you post your picture on your social media. Oh, this girl running, this girl's doing sport, and smile, and you look happy, because in real life, I mean, the previous one, I mean, like I never saw a runner after they finish the route, is they smile, they look exhausting, they look dying. Yeah. That's why you look different. That's why I really I'm kind of exciting to ask all of these questions to you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay,
But I
now
do,
we talk.
when it's so hard, I keep remind myself smile. But I'm like smile.
And it works, yeah. It gives you more
Yeah, it
energy,
works,
right?
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like mind trick. Yeah. Okay, now we talk about the book that you showed to me. But before that, I would
Yeah,
like to know, you are the third generation Christian in
yeah,
Cambodia, right? So how do
yeah.
you start? I mean, are you from the family who also active in ministry or something like that? How do you
No,
start this?
my grandma moved. She from Kampong Cham province, and she moved to
Yeah.
Phnom Penh in 1940.
Uh-huh.
And with the work that she do, she start to with the connection of her relative that sent her to work in the, at that time we had the Christian Mission Alliance,
Uh-huh.
the very first organization in Cambodia. And they have the big guest house, on the Rodam Boulevard, opposite
Uh-huh.
of Sisawat High School. They call it house number 72 at that time. It have two villas in there. They had a publication house, and they have the guest house, which is even the missionary, like from OMF, from other organization, when they come and looking for place to stay, that like the only Christian guest house available at that time. And my grandparents had the opportunity to work in that guest house, and the whole family lived there and grown up
Mm.
with missionary kids. So that's why
Oh.
they get to know Jesus and believe
Mm.
Jesus and build up their faith in Jesus. And the children even had the opportunity to learn to speak French and English,
Mm, mm,
since a child, because they grown up with missionary kids in that house.
mm.
And and then my grandma, just hold her faith very strong. In her time, the discrimination and the persecution, even especially from your own family, is very strong.
Mm,
And I
mm,
remember when I was 12 years old, I went to her hometown, her home village.
mm.
Everyone come to me and yell, very loud, like, "Oh, this is a granddaughter of the one who believe in Jesus." And
Or
they
like
just
a rebel.
mocking,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
bully.
yeah.
Oh, like I was so shocked, like I never been to this place. This is where my grandma come from, and people just coming and mocking at me,
Mm,
and
mm,
they laugh. And but my grandma, have built her faith so strong in the Lord. And then her children all grown up knowing about Jesus and believe in Jesus. And one of the testimony I know about my grandma, she lost her husband in the Khmer Rouge,
mm.
and when the Khmer Rouge started to come in, and then in the Khmer Rouge time, when she dig the ground to grow the vegetable, the landmine exploded and it broke her skull into two pieces.
Oh,
And there is no surgery room, no professional medical
at that
doctors
time.
there
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
Khmer Rouge. and the blood just everywhere. She lost one eye. And when I was born, I grown up, I always like to see why my grandma have only one eye. And then I checked the skull, it's been broken all here. And she told me, what, who kept me so wise is Jesus. She said what she remember when she explained what she just said, Lord, I'm a widow, I only have daughters. My husband is no longer keep me alive on this earth, so I can protect my daughters. And today she said that they only sewing the scar, and give her paracetamol and she alive. Oh, it's not that medicine with Jesus. So, like when I grown up, my grandma and my mom, like very strong in building me up, and keep me walk in the Lord. And, and we walk to church, the church far from home. We had to walk every Sunday to the church, but she keep her faith until, the end of her life on this earth. I mean, like she ran the race, very well until it finished. And then when I start to finish my high school, I start to looking for the job to do, and I could not find any job. And then it bring back, the missionary who my grandma known before the Khmer Rouge. Actually, they are from OMF, but they also come back and forth to the CMA Christian Mission Alliance at that time. And then my aunt, my grandma daughter, was their Khmer teachers. My language teacher. So when they come back now in 1999, they're looking for someone who can teach them Khmer. And my aunt can no longer teach her, but introduce me to the missionary. And then I start to teach them the Khmer language. And at the same time, as I look for a job to do, there is no job available for me. And then when the missionary start the ministry, she start to ask me, if I want to do the translation work for her, translate the Bible story for kids. And I never want to be a teacher, My mom and dad, actually all of her sister, they working for the government. None of them in the ministry.
Okay. Yeah.
But my mom always want me to be the, like missionary. And I said, I don't know, like, because for me, like, if you want to be a missionary, I have learned that you have to look so poor, to be a missionary. Like, and
the image. The image at that time, missionary is poor. Yeah, just like Jesus. Only has the clothes that he wear every day, something like that.
And then I love to look cool. That is something about me, like I grown up, and my mom she always tell me that you look half Cambodian and half French, like half Europe, like that. Yes, you. And one thing about me, when you see me laugh loud, not Cambodian laugh like me, and it's just like that. Yet how God have put in me. I tried to stop. I could stop laughing only for 1 hour, and I think just free to laugh and enjoy life that God gave us.
So, not only Cambodia, in some usually people in rural area, they don't they usually kind of like manners. I mean, especially for female, you're not to allow laugh loud. I mean, you better quiet, right?
Exactly. So, and then my mom worked as a public school teacher, and in my first year of school, I went to her school because my sister and I, we both was born in the same month, only 1 year apart, and we've been growing up so close to each other. And when she reached 6 years old, she started her grade 1, and I feel a big loss in my life because of my sister, who's so close to me now every day in school. So I start to cry and ask my mom to go to school. So she sent me to her school. And every day I saw my mom at school, not only teaching, but cleaning kids. Cambodian school have not many toilets. We have 2 toilets and so dirty. And she teach grade 1 and 2. And, the kid poop in the class and my mom cleaned the poop and everything. And I start to get another thing in my mind. Oh, if I want to be a teacher like my mother, I had to clean the kid poop, and then I don't want to do it.
Okay, and then
God had the reason. So when I start my work beside teaching Khmer to language, to the missionary, and I become the translator of the book, translate the storybook. And that looked good to me, it's okay to be the translator, it's nice. But and then later on, she went to she and her husband, they went to one of the islands they call Kohat, not far from Phnom Penh, and it only 5 kilometers long, but have 7 Buddhist pagoda and have no church. No one ever hear about Jesus. And then she come to me. She come to me and said, "Hey, Charia, you know what? Let's start a children ministry." She's so excited. I go, "What?" She goes, "You going to teach the children?" I said, "What?" And then she said, "You have to." I said, "No, I'm not applying to work to teach. You know, I'm a translator." And then she said, "If you don't teach, you have to lose your job." I said, "What?" Oh, you know, and I find myself so hard to looking for a job. So because I want to keep my job, I have to teach the children on Saturday to keep my job, you know.
Yeah,
So
because
she
you have
trained me
to.
in 1 week. She trained me for 1 week, but that's how God worked in me, you know, to be in the ministry. So in 1 week, she trained me how to teach the children, how to tell the Bible story, how to sing, how to teach a Bible verse, and then Saturday come, I do. And I remember at that time in 2000, and on that day, 60 children showed up. None of them never heard about Jesus. And we sing the song, "Hallelujah, hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord." Yeah. And the kids sing, you know, they all sing. They're so happy to learn about Jesus. Who is this God, you know? And then almost the end of the meeting, there was a group of the gangster in the village come and throw the stone to the house and cursing me and saying all the bad words to me. And I hold on and I cry a little bit. And then we had to come home. And there was a girl holding her baby sister. And then she knocked the door car and said, "Sister, teacher, come back again next week." But actually, you know, when the car left the village, the home church at that time, I cry and I cry and I cry and I blame to my boss. I say, "You know what? I don't care if I lose my job. I will never ever come back to this place again." Because I feel so bad about those young men who come and curse me and who said all those bad words to me, you know. And I don't want to do this. You're the one who pushed me to do it. I'm not going to come back, you know. And then I remember she just prayed for me and tried to comfort me. And I just cried so bad, you know, in my life. Never ever anyone who say those such a word to me. That is something blessed for me in Cambodia, who was born in the parent who is a strong believer. My mom never say any bad word to me. I never get beaten. I mean, you know, I made a mistake. My mom never support me to do anything wrong. Like she always ask the kid to come, sit down, and she will tell, you know, this is not right with the Lord. So, you know, it's not right with people, that and that. But she never do any violence to her kid, you know, verbally or, you know. And that very blessed, you know, because in my generation, all my friends experience violence from their parents, you know,
Physically,
when they did something wrong. But not me. So and then I come back and then she keep encourage me every day. She asked me, "You want to go back on Saturday?" I said no. And then she pray for me. Instead of say no, I pray for you. No. And then I remember on Thursday, the picture of the girl holding her baby sister come back to me. And it a question to me, am I too selfish? That you know, I know the Lord who give me hope, my life that was born, that I've been blessed. I'm not in a rich family, but how my life so different. It only because I have Jesus. So because of those group of young men who violence to me with their word and throwing the stone to the house, could I stop going to see that girl because of that? And then I walk to my boss. I say, "Okay, I'm ready to go back on Saturday." And then we start to go back. And that also one way that God has given me the confidence, you know, as a woman against those kind of group of young men who, you know, always lock down and always do very low value to, you know, the female, to the woman.
Misogyny,
So we start and you know what, the girl who carried the child become the teacher and went to the Bible school and become the leader in that village now.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that story not happen.
At the beginning, at the beginning, you kind of have a mission. You will inspire them, but the reality, they are the people who inspire you, right? Something like that. Yeah. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the ministry, actually. Yeah.
And here, Tia, want to say hello to you.
She's big now. Hi. Oh my God. Oh, you are a girl now, yeah?
Yeah,
No kids
very big.
anymore.
She grows tall like me already. Kanica.
Yeah, she's tall like you. I mean, if you go with her.
Yeah, honey, she want to say hello to you too.
Kanica, where is Kanica?
Here, Kanica, here.
Kanica.
They're going to grade 3 next Okay,
I have a
just show your
hairband
face.
like
Hello,
you
hello.
also.
Hello, hello. Yeah.
So I mean, like when you walk with what is Kanika's sister names? I forgot.
Kanica. Kanica.
The sister. The sister. The sister.
Rithia.
Yeah, Rithia, Rithia.
Rithia.
When you walk with people will thought that she's your sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And then
and then those youngsters who coming and at that time also become the believers.
Oh, the one who
Those
throw
group of young
the
men.
stone.
Yeah, the one who throw the stone. Yeah. So
Oh.
later on, we try to figure out how when I start to put myself and God give me a strong commitment to reach out to that village and say, okay, now yes, Lord, I agree to go to that village, and I will not give up on that village. And then we start to making a plan. How can we reach out to those young people? So then we found out the one who learn English, those young men. So the missionary who speak a little bit of Khmer learning from me and know a lot of English, and I've been translate the books for them. They call New Life in Christ in English, and I have been learning from that book and translate it into Khmer. So they start to use that lesson in order to teach those young men about Jesus and teach them English also. And what happened is that later on, the young men start to come because they want to study English, and then they also learn about Jesus at the same time, and they become the believer. Yeah. So God just His work amazingly in each one of us. Like in my life, I want to to work with people, but I never thought that I'm going to be like the local missionary. But God know. And now like I'm still the ambassador of the Lord around my country. And with the pandemic, we've been putting a lot of songs on YouTube, and funny because a lot of places I went out, like people know me. Like another day, I'm at the local market, all the same, and the girls they keep watching, looking at my face, look and look and look, and listen to my voice. What? You know what? I look like I saw you and your voice on YouTube. I watch you. Is that you?
Okay. I need the YouTube link later on. Yeah. Okay. Well, and then
Yeah, yeah.
that's a very huge experience. Yeah. And then it's encourage you more by looking to them, to the people that you give the service. I mean, so do you? I mean, how do you? I mean, like, how do you? I mean, do you have a because this podcast is I create this podcast because one of the purpose is I want to people know that we have Indonesia language for foreign speaker, which is we call it Indonesia is BIPA. That's also why I got assignment to Cambodia last time, because I'm one of the Indonesia language ambassador. So, but since I don't have any experience on teaching, but I believe in a process and I believe in Jesus too. So I learned comedy because I believe comedy, like you say, laughing, people like you. I mean, when you make someone laugh, it usually you can ask them to work together. Usually like that.
Yeah,
Not all the
yeah,
time. Yeah. So
yeah.
any funny experience or any embarrassing experience that you've been through during this ministry, and then we can talk now and we can laugh together. Do you have any? The previous one, it's a sad experience actually, but it's a huge, yeah. Do you have a related to your ministry? I mean, do you have a embarrassing experience or funny experience that we can laugh it together now?
Okay, no, I try to think. Oh,
Now you laugh already.
oh, one, 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 one thing just happened. I found that every time I go into the studio to record the song, then I have to I found that people start to also to see me doing some of the live broadcasting. And I've been doing the media. Actually, I'm also doing the radio program Bible Story for the Children for 18 years. And but the funny thing that just happened last week with my phone, I doing the live, what do you call it, the Facebook live,
Live
to the
streaming, yeah,
listener,
live
to
streaming,
the
yeah.
live stream. I've been doing 30 minutes in the wrong position of the phone. I mean, like example, this is a phone. You have to do it like this. You have to do it like
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And then I've been doing like this.
Yeah.
I start to see, so when you look at me, you have to look like this, and because I'm busy talking so much and laughing, I start to see people watching me, and then I start to lose listener, and I didn't know what happened, and I didn't even read the
You
content that
get
they give.
pain. You get pain on your neck. Yeah. Okay.
I know. And that is the thing. I've been so happy, exciting, recording and talking without knowing that. And here, it doesn't mean I don't have the experience. I have experience so much in the recording and all of that. And then even so, you had to change your phone to the position, and like my brain just stuck, like it just stuck there, and I didn't do it. So finally, when I finished the recording and I share the video, we just laugh until now. I keep it there. But whoever want to see, you have to change your phone position, or you have to turn your head like that, to watching me. So yeah, it's still, I could not tell myself like the professional, it's still we have to keep learning every day. It's not
True.
not good enough.
Yeah, thank you. We have to keep learning every day. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I can imagine it. It happened to me too. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, and then you have to repeat again to make the new one. Yeah, you still post that one, the wrong position, the play position.
Because it did a live recording, it a live stream,
Live stream.
I could not redo it because it already went through it. And the silly thing, that is what happens. Sometimes your brain is just like that. And to me, instead of and from it, and I still post it. I'm not delete that live stream, it's like, let it go like that.
Let it go. Yeah, it's part of the press. It's part of the process, right? It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Okay, Charia, I'm so happy talking to you. It's a beautiful experience, beautiful talk. I want to talk to you more. Well, hopefully, this pandemic. I mean, like I know you. It's like you mentioned previously that you got stressed also, just like everybody who doesn't, right? Everybody got stressed, but thank God, you got vaccine already, right?
Yeah. Already, third time already.
Oh yeah, this is excellent because in Indonesia, the third time is a priority to the people in paramedic, but not yet. But this is okay. Well, this is one step better, I think. I asked also my previous student; they also already got three times. Yeah, that's excellent. Well, before we end this podcast, I would like to give you a rapid fire question. So you just answer this fast. It's about 30,000 question. Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. Mention 3 names that often make you laugh in your daily life.
Mochi, Kaka, Mochi, Kaka, Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben. Okay, Mr. Ben. Okay. Okay, nice. You are the second guest that say they like Mr. Ben. Okay, good. Okay. When the last time you cry or you sad and cry a lot? Do you still remember?
Oh, 2 days ago, I think. Yeah.
2 days ago. Oh, okay. What happened, if I may know?
It was just not 2 days ago. Actually, 2 days ago. I don't know if you know them. There's a missionary here in Cambodia, Mordecai and Toinette Rocher. I've been knowing them for 13 years already. So when my husband and we start a school in the slum, they coming in and partnership with us to run the clinic for the poor people there. So they do the medical checkup, prenatal, postnatal checkup, and also doing the healthcare and pulling the bad teeth out. And they have 2 sons here in Cambodia with them. At that time, the oldest one only 9 years old, and now the oldest one is 18. And 2 days ago, actually on Tuesday, Toinette found positive with COVID in the morning, and in the afternoon, the big boy Gideon got the pain in his stomach, And then the father decided to bring him to the hospital, and both of them test negative. And then at night they have to send him with the ambulance to Phnom Penh, from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh, and they test COVID again and it's negative. And then on Wednesday afternoon, Gideon went to be with the Lord. And until now, I could not believe that, and it still breaks my heart, because this family have a special place in my heart. We've been friends through all the year, and very hardworking, serving, and love people very much, and it's just a tragedy that even me, I could not, I don't know, I still could not believe that Gideon's gone, so that I think that is one thing that we need. And if you hear this, you can pray, remember to pray for the family, and Gideon also need a special care and been take a good care by his parents. They've been doing the wonderful work for Gideon, and we could not take that. It's so hard for us to accept the fact that he's in his eternity home with the Lord now. And his mom's still in the COVID quarantine hospital, because of the COVID. And so this is the girl when you're talking me about laughing here. She never want to see me cry. So like you're talking about who made me laugh, when talking about laughing, this is the one, the name come up first. And we had the song, when you smile, I want to smile. When you cry, I cry. That's the song I made for her since it was a baby. Yeah.
Okay. Well, rest in peace for your friend. If you have an opportunity as an advisor in in Indonesia, we have a ministry for religion. So in Cambodia, do you have the ministry for religion?
Yeah.
If you ask to be one of the special advisor to that ministry, what kind of what is your first action on your first day if you elected as a special advisor in the Ministry of Religion? We imagine.
What is you mean when I go to work?
Yeah. For example, you got elected as a advisor in the Ministry of the Religion in Cambodia. What kind of wisdom or what kind of activity that you will suggest to implement in Cambodia?
Oh, you mean on the first day, right?
Yeah. What will you introduce?
I think like when I heard the question, the first thing for me to come up, to be someone new in one place, the first thing I would do is to get to know the people in that place first. I mean, we have the idea, we know about what we believe, what our belief, what the Christianity is like, and all of that. And I'm sure that those people, they already learned some. But I think to be wise, to give them that advice on what to change is, for me, I will learn from each one of them first before I give that advice to them, and because in public, if you say, you want to give, like Cambodian, actually we are the country that had a freedom on religion, we've been so blessed in the past. Before the Khmer Rouge, there is no such a freedom, but now we have freedom, to do that. So we want to see that freedom, openly in the country, but at the same time to be wise to implement that in the ministry. For me, I like to learn from each one of them also what kind of belief they have learned from our Christianity, in order to help them to know who we are, what we like, because we're not only the religion, actually we believe in the Lord Jesus, our God. Yeah.
Okay, nice, very wise. Okay, well, in life we often got the advice from our parents or from people that we think we look up to, and then we also often to share the advice that we got. So what about you? Do you have any advice from others that you also love to share to others?
The advice that I love to share is from my mom. Just the reflection on my life. Last week, who I am today reflect a lot about my parents who raised me up and trained me up. And one thing that my mom always encouraged me is to be honest, live with dignity and honesty. And many times here, I heard people say, if you live with dignity, you will have no food. But my mom always, almost every day said, you still live with honesty and dignity, and you still survive. So one thing is, because our faith, we know that God is our provider. But she said, don't sell your dignity, don't sell your integrity, and keep being honest and faithful to what you do, even with a small thing. Do it the best and faithful with it, and God will bless you.
Amen.
And I always remember that.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, that from my mother and my father.
And then you also often share it to others, yeah?
Yeah. And even
Nice.
to my own kids. Yeah.
True, yeah. Like mother, like daughter. So since you already implement, you've been doing healthy life, yeah, and healthy food.
Mhm.
Mention 5 vegetables with yellow colors.
With the yellow color vegetable, pumpkin.
Yes.
More like, oh yeah, is there and tomato? You have the red, yellow
Yeah.
tomato too.
Yeah.
Oh, yellow and what's like? What is that chili? The big one, like
Oh,
this,
paprika. Yeah,
the big
paprika.
one.
Yeah, paprika. Yeah.
Paprika. Okay, 3. Oh, and what's next? Ooh, the yellow, the pumpkin flowers. The
And
pumpkin
then
flower, we eat it too. We fry it. Oh, that's the pumpkin. Oh, let's see. Anything else? Yellow. No, papaya is fruit. Banana is also fruit. Vegetable. Oh, I got 3.
okay, you got 4. Okay, no worries. okay. Okay. Mention
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
mention 3 animals that you ever heard their parting.
What parting?
Sounds
Where is part?
gassy.
What is the
Gassy.
question again? The animal.
Yeah, that you ever heard they are parting. Whoop. Is there any animal?
Oh, fatting. Oh,
Yeah.
my dog.
Really?
Dog.
You heard?
Yeah.
You truly heard?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, what else? A dog. And then what else?
And the only dog I heard of. Only my dog. I can prove that because I heard it.
Okay. If you have a prize from the king, from Sihamuni, from king, to get opportunity to go around Europe for 1 month, everything will covered by king, yeah. And then you can invite someone to accompany you to go around Europe. Who will you invite out from family?
Oh, from family.
Yeah. Who
Uh,
who will you ask to accompany you for
I
1
should have asked
month?
you.
Huh?
How about you? How about you?
Yeah, I'll be happy to join. Okay, okay, I'll be happy to join. Okay, amen. You never know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Who is your first celebrity crush?
What is pretty cross? What
Celebrity
is a
crush.
craft like?
Celebrity
What
crush.
is
I mean,
that?
like maybe Brad Pitt, or who is your first celebrity crush?
Oh, Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford.
Okay, the
Yeah.
body, the model. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, when I was like under 10 years old, but my mom, because she loved reading, that is one
Ah,
thing she challenged me to love to read. And I don't know where she get that magazine from. And it was Cindy Crawford and that, in
yeah,
the
the
early
cover of
80s.
magazine.
And she have that black spot on her face here. And I'm like, oh wow, right, that girl,
Yeah.
so pretty.
Up his
Yeah,
lips. Yeah. Okay, nice.
yeah.
And if you have an opportunity to meet her and lunch with her, what question will you ask to her?
What question will I ask to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one thing I'm amazed about her life is I want her to hear from her about what could she share to me about her marriage, her family experience. That's what I want to learn from her. Because for
Oh,
me, when I look into the celebrity and I respect, one thing is about the family life. Like there's a lot of beautiful looking, amazing celebrity, but one thing that I respect the most is about the family. So the one that can keep their marriage for so long, without breaking up. That is something that I want to learn from them. And and she already shared the tip how she look pretty and all of that. But what can she say about her family life? That to keep her marriage for that long. I like it about that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then this is my last question. You can answer
Okay.
yes, or you can answer, or you can say you don't want to say, because this is a little bit
Okay.
tricky. Eh? Who is your first crush?
My first
Boy.
crush. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Just mention
first
the
crush
name.
was Ting Ting. It's sad, because the first crush named Tin, and he is a son of my mom, close friend.
Uh-huh.
But he died, he died.
Oh,
He died already.
oh, rest in peace. Okay. Okay. Well, Charia, thank you so much. I'm so happy your mentality is inspire me. This is also the positive things from the podcast. I knew uh, I knew things that I think I cannot dig it from you if we meet directly, or like we don't have much time when we are in when I were in Cambodia. But
Yeah,
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 hopefully we can have time to meet again after this
yeah,
pandemic, or maybe still
yeah,
pandemic, but we already deal with this pandemic. Yeah, because I
yeah,
still
yeah,
want to come to Cambodia, and maybe you also have time to visit Indonesia, or maybe learn Indonesia
yeah,
language, because we provide
yeah,
Indonesian class free
yeah.
in the embassy. And
You
then
know what
now,
is my name in Indonesia? I have my name in Indonesia.
uh,
Gambira.
Gembira, Ceria, oh
Yeah,
Charia. How do you know
yeah.
that? How do you know? How do you
I,
know
I,
that?
I love Indonesia. I went to Indonesia. I don't know how many years ago I went there. And the
Really?
best
Which
country
part?
that gave me, oh, Batu.
Batu Malang. Yeah, a lot of ministry there,
Yeah.
and school
And
for
then,
ministry.
like the hospitality just amazing that I received from, Indonesia people there. And I love it. And when people see my character, and then they call me Gambira. And I said, what
Gembira,
it
ceria
means.
mean
Yeah, yeah.
cheerful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gembira,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it
gembira.
means cheerful. Yeah.
Okay,
So then
gembira.
that is in when
True,
talking about Indonesia, I have my name in Indonesia, Gambira. Yeah, that is my
gembira.
name
Okay,
there, and I
gembira.
love Indonesia.
Okay, gembira. Thank you so much, gembira.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay healthy, stay sexy, stay awesome, and stay full of spirit in your ministry, Cambodia Children
Amen.
Ministry. And I hope we can meet sometime next time. And then viewer Juwita Jabi Pasiniaro podcast. That's my beautiful conversation, beautiful talk, experience with Charia or Gembira. I hope you all enjoy, or maybe get some information or entertain with this conversation, or anything that give you a positive impact. Thank you so much, and see you again in the Juwita Jabipa next episode. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.